boys and girls, welcome back to one more exciting video of parallel line. This is Sachin sir and we are going to solve PS2 and we'll begin with question number 2. So here is a question on your screen and the question says there are two rays, great, PQ and PR. Wow, both have same origin, that is P, and perpendicular to each other. Okay, and point B and point A are in the interior and the exterior of angle QPR. Point B comes first, so it will be written in the interior and A goes in the exterior. So let's begin to draw the diagram. First of all, here is the ray PQ you say, and another ray perpendicular to it, that is a ray PR, and here it is 90-degree sign as they are perpendicular to each other. And then we have second condition as point B is there in the interior and point A is there in the exterior, right? And what we need to do now, we have to draw these two rays PA and PB again perpendicular to each other. Okay, so question says ahead we need to write now a pair of complementary angles, that is two angles making some 90-degree, and pair of supplementary angles, two angles making some 180-degree, and pair of congruent angles, two angles with the same measures. Okay, so as we have understood the question, let's try to solve it now. So question says if you observe the diagram, there are two angles which are 90-degree to each other, correct? First angle is angle RPQ is 90-degree, right? And it has two parts, one is over here, one is over here, right? So if I add these two parts, the sum will be 90-degree. So I can say angle RPB, the first part, and angle BPQ are the second part. If we add them, sum will be 90-degree, and that's what makes our first pair of complementary angles. And if you focus, another 90-degree is over here, right? Again two parts are there, right? If I add these two parts, again the total will be 90-degree. So angles are PBQ and another angle is QPA, and that makes our answer, right? So what is the answer now? First of all, angle RPB you can see in the diagram, and angle BPQ, right? And another pair is angle APQ and angle BPQ, correct? So second question is a pair of supplementary angles, and this is the easiest one because we know there are two angles, right angles in the diagram, right? So if we just write the name of them, that makes the supplementary angles, and two angles are angle RPQ, right, and angle BPQ. If you observe the diagram, here it is 90-degree over here and another 90 degrees over here, right? And that two angles, if we add it, sum will be 180-degree. So this is our second answer, RPQ and angle BPA, correct? Now we have to write third pair as pair of congruent angles. So as we know there are two 90 degrees, two angles with 90-degree or right angle, we can say those two are congruent to each other, right? But if you observe the diagram, there is one more pair congruent to each other. Can you, any guesses? I hope your guess and my guess is same, angle RPB and angle QPA. So confused why they are equal? Let's try to solve it now. Okay, so we have angle RPB over here and angle QPA over here, right? So is there any link between them? Presently can't be seen, right? So what we'll do, we'll name it angle X, angle Y, angle Z. Now if you observe, we can say angle X plus Y equals to 90-degree. Same goes with angle Y plus Z equals to 90-degree, right? Both the pairs, if we add, we can say this sum is equal to each other because both are 90-degree. So can I write like this? X plus Y equals to Y plus Z. Yes, and if you observe this equality, we have Y on LHS also and Y on RHS also. So I can cancel it out, that X Y, simple mathematics, and X equals to Z is what we are left with. Okay, so we can say X equal to Z. So which is the X? That is RPB, right? And which is the X? That is RPB, and which is the Z? That is QPA, and that is why these two angles are equal to each other. I hope I made it very clear to you. Let's try to solve the next question now, that is question number 3. Okay, and the question is on your screen. If a line is perpendicular to one of the two parallel lines, then it is perpendicular to the other line also. Simple, very simple, don't worry. Okay, so there are two lines parallel to each other, okay, M and N, correct, as per the given detail, and we have one more line, that is line L, perpendicular to one of the parallel line, that is consider line M, correct. Yes, so we have line L perpendicular to line M, and that angle over there is X, correct, and that is 90 degree. And consider one more angle Y as shown in the diagram, so that it will be easier for us to prove. We need to prove that angle Y, we need to prove that this angle Y over here is nothing but 90 degree. If we prove that Y equal to 90 degree, then ultimately we can say line L is also perpendicular to line N. I hope I made some sense to this question. Okay, so let's move on. Very first we have to write the given details. What we have in the given details, line L is a transversal, angle X and Y are the corresponding angles if you observe the diagram, right, and angle X is 90 degree, don't forget that part, and line M is parallel to line N. And very simple, the moment we say line M is parallel to line N and X and Y are corresponding angles, there only our answer got over, because we know corresponding angles are equal in measures. So if angle X is 90 degree, then ultimately angle Y is also 90 degree, and if Y equals to 90 degree, then ultimately line L becomes perpendicular to line N also, and that proves what we need to do. Okay, so let's move on. Logical solving is done, so let's put it in some words and on the paper or on the screen. Here angle X is 90 degree because line L is perpendicular to line M, that is very clearly mentioned in the question. Then we have angle X is equal to angle Y because they are corresponding angles, and so we can write corresponding angle theorem because lines are given parallel to us. Okay, so only theorem. And if you observe 1 and 2, I can say angle Y is equal to 90 degree, and if angle Y is 90 degree, then we don't want to be great mathematician to understand this, line L is perpendicular to line N, and that is what we needed to prove. Okay, I hope I made it very clear to you. Let's move on with the fourth question now. The question is on your screen, right? Question says there are some measures given in the diagram. Yes, of course, and we have to find the measures of angle X and Y, and we have to show that line L is parallel to line M. Okay, and N is a transversal given. Okay, great, easy, because if you observe the diagram over here presently, boys and girls, check out over here. This 130 is equal to X, vertically opposite angle. Same goes with Y equals to 50 degree, again vertically opposite angles, right? And if you observe the position of X and Y, these two are the interior angles, and as the clue is given in the diagram itself, as these are interior angles, then check out whether we can apply interior angle test to prove these lines parallel or not. How to apply this test? If I add X and Y, the sum should come 180 degree. Okay, 180 degree means what? X and Y will be supplementary, and if interior angles are supplementary, then ultimately those two lines becomes parallel. If we add over here presently 130 and 50, the sum will be 180 degree, and that's what we needed to prove line L parallel to line M. Means very first we will show X is how much, Y is how much. Another part, third step, we will add X and Y. If the sum comes 180, then line L and M are parallel, and if it doesn't come 180, then lines are not parallel. But over here we need to prove that lines are parallel, then it has to come 180, right? So let's move. Here it is. Very first we need to mention the details. Line N is transversal, X and Y are the interior angles that we can observe in the diagram. So over here angle X is equal to 130 degree because vertically opposite angle. Same goes with angle Y. Angle Y is also equals to 50 degree, vertically opposite angles. And if I add these two angles, okay, then ultimately I have to add the measures given on the RHS also in 1 and 2, and that gives the answer 180 degree. And since X and Y are interior angles, I can say line L is perpendicular to line M because we know interior angle test should be the reason. Okay, so I hope I made it very clear to you with the question. Let's move on with the question number 5 now. What does the question says? The question says, okay, 3 lines are given and all these 3 lines are parallel to each other. Great. QP is the common transversal, okay, and ratio is given, okay. Pay attention over here. Whenever the ratio is given question, my dears, whether it is geometry or algebra, you have to consider a common multiple to get the value. The numbers mentioned in the ratio are not the actual value of y and z or any number that ratio consists, or any term that ratio consists, okay. So these are not the actual values, these are the ratio, that is after stacking or after doing cancellation, okay. It is a reduced form of the fraction. Clear? I hope I made it very clear to you. Now presently I need to find the measure of angle x, and all these three lines are parallel to each other. Now let's observe the sum first of all. We'll see whether we can make some plan or actions or what clues we get. If you observe, the relation between y and z is given to me. Now what is that relation? The ratio relation, 3:7. Okay, and if you observe the diagram, x and z are nothing but the alternate angle. Clear? X and z, you can see z formation, right? Correct? So x and z are alternate angles, we can say. And if you observe x and y for the line A and D, we can say these two are interior angles, and interior angles means what? If we add them, the sum will be 180 degree. Okay, so whatever the clues we got from the diagram, we'll put it on the paper on the screen, and then we'll try to merge or analyze the data so that we can find some common link between them. Okay, so this is our action plan. So let's move on. So very first we have to write the given details. The details are PQ is the transversal, x and y are interior angles, and x and z are alternate angles that we observed in the diagram, right? Here, and line AB, CD and EF all are parallel to each other. Clear? Now what we have over here, angle x is equal to angle z, because we know alternate angle theorem, right? And as we have only QP as a transversal, so there is no need to mention it. Clear? Because we have mentioned it once at the start of the solution. Second part, what we need to understand is what x and y are the interior angles, okay, and y and z are given with the ratio. So the way I told you, whenever the ratio is given to you, you have to take the common multiple and then the value comes out. Presently over here, these 3:7 are not the values of angle y and z, they are the reduced form. So what we need to do, we need to take the common multiple and only then the real value comes out, okay, with k. That k is the common multiple for the ratio, okay. And as that, we can consider angle y equal to 3k and angle z equal to 7k, right? So what we have over here now, we know one more relation of x and y, right? Which is that relation? That relation is nothing but x plus y equals to 180 degree, because we know interior angle theorem. Here test is written, make it theorem, okay, because lines are given already parallel to each other, so it is not, it should be theorem. Clear? I hope I made it very clear to you, okay. So what we have over here, angle x. Now if you observe the steps, x equal to z, I know value of a y is nothing but how much? 3k mentioned over here, right? Angle y over here 3k, right? And I do not have value of x, but I know one relation, this x equals to z and this z equal to 7k. You understood the common link? The way I told you, what can be done can be seen in the answer itself, right? Answer itself gives us the clue. So y can be put as a 3k, x we don't have value, but x is equal to z, and z, the value of z is given to us, that is we have found, that is 7k. So I can replace that angle x with the value of angle z, right? And that is what we are going to do. So what we get over here, we get 7k plus 3k equals to 1 degree, and the reason is by 1 and 2, don't forget that part. And if you add the LHS, we get 7k plus 3k, what do you think? 10k square or 10k? Guess. Yes, 10k. So 10k equals to 20 degree, and then simple mathematics, the 10 will be shifted to another side in the denominator for the division, and we get the answer 18 degree. As we know the answer k, the value of k is 18 degree now, and the question says find the value of x. So for x we know what is the value of x, that is 7k, so only find 7k. So angle x equal to 7k, that is 18 into 7, and answer is 126. And here we are very familiar with the question number 5 and its solution. Okay, and today's last question number 6. The question is on your screen. It is the easiest question of your problem set. Okay, what does the question says? Angle A over here in the diagram is given to us, that is 60 degree, 80 degree, and I need to find the F and G. Are you able to find some common link or relation between A, F and G? Are you? Or again you require some help? Doesn't matter, anyhow I'm going to tell you. Angle A is 80 degree. So if you observe this angle A presently over here, right, A, and this G over here, what you can see, they are exterior alternate angles, and if lines are parallel, then exterior alternate angles are nothing but they are also congruent to each other, right? So if angle A is 80 degree, then I can say angle G is also 80 degree, correct? And if you observe angle G and F, they are linear pair, right? So once I get the value of G, I can find out the value of F also, correct? So value of G is nothing but 80, and when I subtract this 80 from 180, I get the value of F also, because they are linear pair of each other. So let's, as the action plan is ready, as we know what are the clues and what we have to do, let's begin with it. So what we learned, first of all, we know angle A is equal to angle G because it is alternate angle, correct? An alternate angle theorem, because lines are given parallel to me, right? And second stuff, what we understood, angle G plus angle F, if we add them, answer will be 180 because they are linear pair. So this is these two clues that we found from the question itself, if you observe the diagram. But before that, before starting the answer, we must write the solution. And I mean to say, given part says angle Q, so line Q, parallel to line R, and line P is nothing but the transversal, right? Angle A is 80 degree, and if you observe and put the values, angle A is 80 degree, therefore angle G is also 80 degree by 1 and 2. 1 is the given part, 2 is what we found in the diagram. And now see, check out the relation that we found for the angle G and angle F. As I know, angle G is equal to 80 degree, so that means I can find the value of angle F also now. Angle F is nothing but 180 minus 80, you have to do simple max again, okay? And that gives us the answer 100 degree after the subtraction. And don't forget to write the final answer. This is enough for today, boys and girls. So tomorrow we'll do the remaining sum of the problem set and the exercise. Okay, see ya, take care.